now. All right, ladies and gentlemen, how's everybody doing tonight? Talk about not much to talk about, but let's get something done here tonight on a Tuesday night, ladies and gentlemen. This game, Michigan, Purdue, not as good as it was. Most of the game, Michigan was up by 15, 20 points. The final score ended up being 91-80. Michigan mostly complete domination tonight by Michigan, the number one team in the country, man, over Purdue. And a bunch of scoring, man. I mean, they had so many players in double digits, man. Uh, um, Elliot Canduho led the way with 17. Then you freaking had you got a bunch of players. Let's see here. Trey McKinney 13 points. LJ Kaysen 13 points. Um, Yaxi Lenter DeBorker 13 points. 12 points by Johnson Jr. 10 points for Ade Mara. A bunch of players stepped up tonight for Michigan, man. Everybody, they played team basketball tonight, man. They had one, two, three, four. They had like five or six guys with at least 10 points or more, man. They really stepped it up tonight. Did Michigan, man. For Purdue, man. See, Purdue had really two guys really played good, and that was Trey Cuff. Jesus Christ, I hate what. How do you say his name? Trey Cuffman Ren. He had 27, and then freaking Brendan Smith had 20. That was really about it. Anybody else really they didn't really play that good for Purdue tonight. That was the difference, man. Like you have Michigan playing team basketball. You have at least 5, 6 guys with double digits. And then you know outside of Cuffman, Ren, and Brendan Smith, not much for Purdue, man. But yeah, man. Excuse me. Complete domination by Michigan tonight. This game, I thought it was going to be a lot better than it ended up being, but it is what it is. Excuse me. Not a lot of news going on, ladies and gentlemen. Not a lot of news. I think in a little chicken nugget. I think is the Packers special teams coach resigned. Bachaska, I forget what his name is. But Steve Bucciati, I think his name is. Former interim coach of the Raiders back in the day. He actually did a really good job coaching the Raiders back in the day. And then things didn't work out that good. And then the last year he's been a special team coach with the Packers. But he's a really good special teams coach. I wonder if he's gonna go to the Rams. Maybe they're gonna offer him more money because the Rams have really struggled in special teams this year. They had that muff punt in that playoff game versus Seattle. Really put it very highly, cost them the game. So I wonder if Steve Bacciacci is going to go to now be the new special teams coach with the Rams. Maybe they're giving him more money to go to the Rams. Who knows, man? I wouldn't be surprised. But that's kind of a low key, kind of a big loss by the Packers, right? They're losing their special teams coach, Steve Bacciacci. I think final one is baseball. The president of the Players Association, Tony Clark, has been fired because he had an affair with his sister-in-law, who also works over there with them. And yeah, man, terrible situation, man. So the baseball player association is gonna have to hire a new president to represent the players. Baseball's in a weird place right now because a lot of people are actually liking baseball lately, right? With the game's actually being faster now with the pitching clock and stuff like that. But there's also a lot of fans that are pissed off that the Dodgers are spending all the money and taking all the good players, and they're saying they're making it too easy. So baseball's a lot of 50-50, man. I know they interview both, I believe, Bryce Harper and Manny Machado, and they said they actually liked what the Dodgers are doing. They wish the entire MLB would do that and just be super hyper aggressive and try to spend a lot of money. So there's a lot of players that seem to actually like what the Dodgers are doing. But there's obviously, it feels like it's more like the fans that are complaining and the players are actually happy with it. But yeah, man, there's been some talk about a possible lockout in the future because of this. So it is going to be very important now that the players association does no longer have a president. They need to hire a new president, and that could make an impact to see what happens in the future. Some people are saying that, now with Tony Clark no longer there, maybe there's a better chance there will not be a lockout. Um, it depends. We'll see who they hired to be the new president of the Players Association. But I don't know, man. We'll see what happens. But they had a lockout, didn't they? Like back in 2023, I believe, or something. And I think they were for the most part fine. I think the lockout ended like in March. And they had preseason and the regular, everything was fine. So just because there is a lockout doesn't mean we're not gonna have a season, obviously. Um, but anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that's pretty much it. Wrestling, not much. Um, yeah, I mean, man, basketball. Other than that, a college game that I just talked about, not much either in college. Um, NFL, like I said, I think Kenneth Walker, the MVP of the Super Bowl, might not get re-signed or even franchise tag by Seattle. They said that they might let him walk away. Obviously, there's always that thing about the running backs, how you never want to give them too much money, especially if they start getting into their late 20s, early 30s, how they never want to sign them for a bunch of money. So there's that, man. A lot of people are talking. Obviously, Fernando Mendoza is still being mentioned. I think today somebody did a mock draft. I think it was Maya, whatever the fuck his name. I forgot what his name was, but he only had Fernando Mendoza going in the first round. That was it. No other quarterback was going in the first round other than Fernando Mendoza. That is crazy. That is crazy. A lot of people are saying that the Alabama quarterback Simpson's gonna get somewhere. Some team is gonna want to take a chance on him. So we'll see what happens there. Um, but yeah, you're seeing a lot of draft conversation right now. Obviously, ladies and gentlemen, there's not much to talk about right now. So a bunch of people are kind of talking shit about Fernando Mendoza just because they're kind of being picky. Okay, there's nothing to talk about right now, honestly. Hasn't been too bad though, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, college basketball has done a good job putting up good games for us to watch, and it hasn't been too bad not having basketball for NBA for a few days. College is doing a good job with it, ladies and gentlemen. Let me see what else I want to talk about here tonight. Oh, I think something about Brock Lesnar is gonna and WWE is gonna um interfere in the chamber, and then it's gonna set up a feud for him at WrestleMania. A lot of people are teasing that it's gonna be LA Knight versus Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. That's what a lot of people are saying, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not sure if that's the case or not, but a lot of people are saying that's where they're headed. We'll see if that's true or not. We obviously have the thing, the we didn't even talk about it yesterday. That big wooden crate appearing and said do not open until what was it, February 29th, the day of Elimination Chamber 28th, whatever it is. So now it is said that some reporters have investigated and they are saying that Chris Jericho is still at AEW, that his contract has been frozen. And it has not been activated for months, but he is still part of AEW. So it is not going to be Chris Jericho that's going to come out of that wooden crate. So who knows what they're planning now? Who knows? We'll see what the plans are for Gunther, right? Gunther. A lot of people are saying maybe he'll fight Rey Mysterio and retire Rey Mysterio. A lot of stuff to be solved on. But yeah, man, we'll see what happens. Yeah, man, we'll see what happens with wrestling. WrestleMania, we are on the road to WrestleMania, ladies and gentlemen. We're also on the road to March Madness in the NCAA. We're also kind of in the road to the NBA playoffs. A lot of stuff coming up here as we get into the spring, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to get a little bit more exciting here in the world of sports. But for now, I am going to call it a night. Holla. Have a good night, everybody. I will be back tomorrow. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, yeah, I'll be back. I feel like a pendejo right now. I'll be back tomorrow. Holla.